Big Rab Show Podcast is kindly sponsored by G1 Reeds. They are the champion's choice, with many bands around the world playing G1 products, providing everything you'd need to hit the circle or the big stage. So, check out g1reeds.com as they keep the lights on here at the Big Rab Show Podcast.
Hello there, everyone, and welcome to another Big Rab Show podcast. Yeah, another week has flown past, and we've got a lot to talk about on this week's show, including quite an awesome topic of the week, even if I do say so myself. And this is going to be a packed episode filled with big announcements, surprises, and maybe not some surprises as well. But yeah, we're definitely going to be looking forward to the All-Ireland Championships this weekend, and a lot more to enjoy this season to come. So, before we get into all of that, let's get through our introductions then, shall we? If this is your first ever Big Rab Show podcast, then you are welcome. We are the show for the bagpiping folk. We reflect everything in the bagpiping world, be it Celtic music, folk music, or indeed our bread and butter, which is competitive piping and drumming. Each and every week we're here talking about what we know and love to be the music of the Great Highland Bagpipe and its people. And yeah, like every other podcast out there under the sun, yep, we do have a Patreon. So, if you would like to, you don't have to, it's not compulsory, but you can. You can go over there and click on support and get treated to loads of extras. Now, if you've ever missed our live Fuse FM Ballymoney radio show and you didn't happen to catch it live, well then you can go and listen again over on Patreon, where every week we upload a recording from our Fuse FM show, and that'll all go up there. So you can download like tons of our back catalogue, and last night's show was good fun, I'll say that. Anyway, so if you do want to catch up on all of our Fuse FM Ballymoney shows, plus a load of exclusive extras, and that's all over there in our Patreon. Shout out to our Patreon faithful. You guys are awesome. All right. Okay, with each and every Big Rab show, we do open the door to listener mail. And this week's no different. Yes, our email address has never changed from the start of the show, which is bigrabshow@gmail.com. That address again, bigrabshow@gmail.com. And straight out the door, we've got an email from James about one of our favourite segments here on the show.
Stuff that Rab got wrong.
Yeah, apparently there's stuff that Rab got wrong. So let's get into it. It says, "Hey Rab, just dropping you a note per your request and some mispronunciation shenanigans." Even that's difficult to say, but yeah, okay. Mispronouncing band names is kind of it's my thing now. All right, let's get into it. He says, "It's the city of Regina." Now, I did listen back, and yes, I think I called him Regina. Yeah, so that's on me. That is absolutely stuff that Rab got wrong. So yeah, it's the city of Regina, and he has spelt it phonetically. He goes on to say, it is also referred to that the city, It's also referred to as the city that rhymes with... Yeah, family show, James. If that helps. The name is derived from the Latin word queen. Warm regards, James. Hey, thanks a million, James, and yes, quite happy to hear whenever it is stuff that Rab got wrong. The city of Regina. There you are.
Stuff that Rab got wrong.
Yeah, we always do love to hear when there's stuff that Rab got wrong, especially mispronunciations, because now I've learned that, and I do hope that I won't be pronouncing that incorrectly in future. And yes, again, just to remind you folks that if I do mispronounce band names, it's not done on purpose, okay? There was that suggestion a while ago that, I'm deliberately mispronouncing band names just to get a rise out of people. No, that's absolutely not the case. It's just me. I'm a bit of an idiot sometimes. But hey, there we go. That's why we have that feature here on the show, stuff that Rab got wrong. Right, so thank you, James, for your email. Other emails that we've received this week are all asking questions about the All-Ireland Championships this weekend, and tons of questions also about our upcoming show at Piping Live. Yes, you might have heard last night on Fuse we were talking about this, and we did kind of tease a little bit as to our lineup. Now, you'll have to hear that later on in the show, but yes, we are about to announce our lineup for our Wednesday show at Piping Live. Whoop! Yep, we'll get into that. Man, it's exciting. So, yes, there has been a lot of speculation after last night's show. I think we created quite a stir, actually. So, right, let's move on. That will happen later on in the show. All right, so, yeah, and all the rest of our listener mail basically has been lining up future shows and stuff. And we have been working away on some really interesting topics of the week of this last while. And, yeah, we're hoping some of those episodes will get recorded soon and will be released at a later date, possibly as the season wraps up. Also, as far as our Meet the Band segment is concerned, we are still furiously recording away at those, although time is of a premium at the moment because we are in the height of the competitive season. So if you do want to hear your band featured on our Meet the Band series, then yeah, do get in touch with us. We are still in the process of lining those up. So, yeah, do email us in, bigrabshow@gmail.com. And, your band could be featured in our Meet the Band series, even, segment. All right. I could just about talk tonight. What's wrong with me? All right. Let's move on. So that's it for listener mail. Now, normally at this point in the show, we would move on and head into Weekly Drone. Now, I don't know, it must have been a good week for piping and drumming because we have absolutely no weekly drones on the shelf at all. There you go. Okay, so there's nothing there. Yeah. So our JD, he gets to have the week off. There is no weekly drones. But don't forget that if you do want to send in your own moan or drone or story that you believe our audience should hear, or even form opinions on, then you can definitely get in touch with us. Yeah, go to our website, thebigrabshow.com. There's a big button right at the top of the page that says Weekly Drone. You can click on that and let us know your story, warts and all, completely anonymous. And that's the beauty of it right there. It's an open microphone to the bagpiping world, and we'd absolutely love to hear your story. So, yeah, let's get JD back to work again and get some more Weekly Drones on the show. There you go. bigrabshow.com. There you go. All right. Let's fly on. Like you guessed it. At this point in the show, yeah, I think it's time for me to go and take a little break. But we will be right back with all of the news and updates. And yeah, folks, there's a lot of it.
Right, folks, I want to tell you about a brilliant new app called MusoLink. It's from Matt Fraser. Yeah, the same guy behind the B-flat tuner. And it's all about helping you track your music practice smarter. You can record your sessions using AI, add notes, get reports, and keep yourself accountable. But what really makes it stand out is the social side. It's like Strava for pipers. You can follow your mates, give them kudos, leave comments, and stay motivated together. Loads of bands are already on board, including Scots College, Hawthorne, and loads of others who are making big moves. So, if you're prepping for this year's World Championships or just want to get better, search for MusoLink on the App Store now. And once you're there, why not give the Big Rab Show a follow and we can push each other over the line. Do you wish piping could be fun again? Bagpipers around the world continue to struggle with their instrument, despite hours of hard work trying to get better. Bagpiping should be fulfilling. Your hard work should pay off, showing improvement and the freedom to express yourself musically. Or why do it? The Dojo University believe every piper should be able to free themselves from musical frustration, proven over more than a decade of successful teaching and accessible anywhere with an internet connection. The Dojo is unlike any other bagpipe learning experience in the world. Let the Dojo channel your enthusiasm into a fun and fulfilling program that will empower you with the knowledge to fall in love with piping all over again. So go to dojouniversity.com/Big Rab and take advantage of our 30-day free trial of Dojo Premium membership. Join the global community of students today and rediscover the fun of bagpiping. dojouniversity.com/Big Rab for a 30-day free trial.
Okay, straight out the gate, let's get talking about the Antrim and Newtownabbey Championships, which happened this past weekend in Antrim Castle Gardens. And Yeah, it was a game of two halves, if you pardon the pun. Yeah, a lot of people were talking about the venue itself. It seemed to be sort of split down the middle, with two arenas that were pretty well spread out and in completely different parts of the park. It was quite an unusual setup, although I think we've seen that layout before. And yeah, there's been some commentary on that. Yeah, some people not so pleased that the atmosphere seemed to be affected as a result. Because, yeah, I know myself personally, I was kind of perched at Arena 1 all day, filming everything for the Big Rab Show, of course. And I didn't see anybody at Arena 2. Yeah, it seemed to spend the whole day and didn't see anybody in Grade 2 or other grades that were hosted in that arena. So, yeah, that's a bit rubbish, I guess, from that regard. But, hey, you do the best you can with the venue you're presented with. And also, the drum majors as well seem to be quite close to one of the competitive rings. So, that's another concern also. But, hey, you do the best you can with the venue you're given. And I think they definitely did. The competition itself, it ran like clockwork. And the competition standard across the board was really high. So, let's start with our drum majors then. First of all, shall we? Who won what, Rab? Starting with our novice grade, winner on the day was Holly Gracie. Yes, from Clochran District. In second place was Molly McMahon from Altneve Memorial. In third place in M&D preference was Grace Campbell of RSPBA-NI. Fourth was Charlotte Adamson from the Major Sinclair. There you go. Yeah, so that was your novice grade. Moving on to juniors then. In first place, winning on the day, was Georgia Turkington from the Matt Boyd Memorial. In second place was Maya Lily Fraser from William Kerr Memorial. In third place was Willow Rose Elliott, RSPBA-NI. And in fourth place, in M&D preference, was Harry Couples from Surla and District. There you go. So moving on to juvenile then, winner on the day was Jamie Lee Wilson from Breedy Ulster Scots. In second place was Debbie Gilmer from Altneve. Yes, in third place was Grace Surplus from Clockfin Pipe Band. And in fourth place was Sadie Jackson. Yeah, Sadie from Moneygore Pipe Band, of course, there. Moving on to our adult grade then, there was only the 4 drum majors in this grade. Yeah, so not a huge turnout for the adults. But still very competitive all the same. Winner on the day then was Emma Barr from the Field Marshal Montgomery. In second place in M&D preference was Catherine McKeown of Battle Hill. In third place was Lewis Anderson from New Rawson District. And in fourth place was Jamie Couples from Ravara. I have to give Jamie a shout out, actually. I think he was senior drum major on the day for the March Past. And yeah, he was giving bands what for. You know, kind of reading the riot act and going, hey, come on, get yourself shifted. It was quite funny, actually. But everyone did pay attention to Jamie. As much, you know, he was shouting and yelling at people, but they did fall into line. There you go. Shout out to Jamie. Well controlled. But yeah, congratulations to Emma Barr, the Antrim and Newton Abbey champion for our adult drum majors. Let's get on to the bands then. Yes, starting with grade 4B, continuing their winning ways in 4B is the Queen Elizabeth, lifting the top spot there. Well done. They also lifted the drumming as well. Yeah, so shout out to Queen Elizabeth. Great day's work. In second place was the MacDonald Memorial Pipe Band. There you are. They came second in drumming. They also split the piping with Queen Elizabeth there. So, yeah, very competitive. In third place then was Tullylagan. Yeah, go on the Lagan. Now, the reason I'm giving them a particular shout out, and for those of you who've been following my particular piping journey, yes, I made it into the circle, and yes, this is kind of, well, yeah, it's kind of my first ever prize as a bagpiper, so that was quite a cool moment. So, yeah, the band sent me up to get the trophy. So you might have seen the photograph, which was quite embarrassing, but there you go. Very chuffed for the band, who've worked very hard. So, yeah, placing in third on the day. Great day. Yeah. In fourth place, then, was Breedy Ulster Scots, an ensemble preference. That grade 4B competition is a very competitive grade in there. You know, a lot of great bands. So, yeah, just, I don't know, a brilliant day's competition in there. Very enjoyable. Moving on to grade 4A then. In the top spot was Thiepville Memorial. Yes, 2 firsts in piping, first ensemble, however, a fourth in drumming. And, yeah, lifting the drumming on the day was our runner-up, which was Down Academy. They finished in second. In third place was Altneve Memorial. And in fourth then was Grancha. There you are. So, yeah, the run from Thiepville, actually, if you haven't listened to that, go and check it out. Yeah, very controlled from the pipe corps. Really good. Moving on to grade 3B then. Winners on the day were Drumlock. Yes, 2 firsts in piping absolutely a great run. Yeah. In second place was Ballybowly. You are. And in third place was Surla in district, and they were in third there in ensemble preference. They also managed to lift the drumming as well, so well done, Surla. In fourth place was Upper Crossgar. There you are. That was your grade 3B. Possibly, I don't know, this is arguable, but one of the most competitive grades on the day is grade 3A. That's just my opinion. You can absolutely disagree with me, but yeah, I do believe grade 3A was the most competitive on the day. And winners on the day in 3A were the Matt Boyd Memorial. Yes, there you go. 2 firsts in piping, the first in drumming, however, is 7th in ensemble. Yeah. So I'm not sure how that happens, but, 2 firsts in piping, a first in drumming, but the ensemble judge didn't like it. But there you go. That was enough to pull them into the top spot, however. So yeah, well done to the Matt Boyd. In second place in ensemble preference were McNeilstown. Yeah. And in third place were the Major Sinclair Memorial. Go on, the Sinclair. And I've got a story about them in a wee second. And in fourth place were Cullabaki Pipe Band. There you are. So, yeah, let's talk about the story about Major Sinclair first of all. Now, I'm sure all of you know by now that we do try to live stream the results from the competition each week. Well, yeah, this time I was actually in the March Past course because I was there with Tullylagan Development Band. So, yeah, I was setting up my camera and basically standing among my bandmates and going to live stream from there. And then what happened is that everyone in Tullylagan Band said, no, come on, push yourself up to the front row. So I pushed myself up to the front row of the band. And then the guys in Major Sinclair spotted me and said, hey, come on, up to the front row of us. Now that meant that I was standing right behind the line of drum majors. I was in the front rank of the Major Sinclair Memorial, standing live streaming with the rest of the Sinclair band all standing next to me. It was brilliant. So thank you so much to everyone there at the Major Sinclair Memorial for allowing me to stand on your front rank and, to catch that moment of all the prizes being given out. So shout out to the Major Sinclair. You're awesome. There you are. Moving on to grade 2 on the day. Yes, winners on the day were Manor Cunningham. Oh, and boy, did they play a big tune. I don't know if you've heard it yet, but whoo, yeah, they hit the ground running, man, in Antrim. Cheapers. So go and check that out. They swept the boards here with ones right across. First in piping, first in drumming ensemble. Yeah, ones right across. In second place was Tullylagan. Yeah. And in third place in ensemble preference were the band I was just chatting about, the Major Sinclair Memorial. And in fourth place then was the Matt Boyd Memorial. Yeah, you are. So, yeah, again, I'm going to stress, if you haven't heard the run from Manor Cunningham in grade 2 at Antrim, it's an absolute thumper. It's fantastic. So, yeah, go and check that out. We've shared it out on our socials. Definitely worthy of your attention. Now, speaking of worthy of your attention, yeah, there was one band I think everybody in that park that last weekend, they were just itching to see. And that was the first appearance of the new look Field Marshal Montgomery. Yeah, they hit the grass and man, they did not disappoint. Whoo! Yeah, with their brand new pipe major at the helm, Matt Wilson, and of course new lead tipper as well, Willie Glenn Holmes. Yeah, they drew a massive crowd. Now, I'm not kidding when I'm saying there was like 8 or 9 people deep at one stage to try and get any kind of an idea as to what FM we're doing on the tuning park. Good luck to you. It was near impossible. If anything, I seen some of the band stewards were actually battling with the crowd, telling people to back off at one point. Where, their drone tuners found it difficult to get access to the players to tune their drones. And that's when it gets too much. And then the band themselves, I think, decided to have a bit of an intro, a bit of a march into an intro. And they had to clear the crowd to allow that to happen. Now, folks, that's when things get too far. All right? Yes, I understand that we're all mad keen to see FM and band. The same thing happened for Rivara and Manor. And when they were going into grade 1, dealing with the crowds in the tuning park, it was nuts. It was just a frenzy. I don't know what was going on. But, crowd control was a real issue there. So, folks, whenever you're seeing these bands in the final tuning, they are working. They're not performing, okay? So, yeah, do allow them to work, okay? Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox now. But, yeah, Field Marshal Montgomery walked into that circle there, and they have definitely illustrated that they have hit the ground running. Wow, what a set. That big finisher they finished with in their MSR, Charlie's Welcome, come on, it's just ridiculous. So good. Go and have a listen to it. Shout out to Field Marshal, who've definitely hit that circle, with gusto this past weekend. Now, that bodes well for this incoming weekend, and we'll talk about that later in the topic of the week. Yeah. Now, also blowing a big tune this weekend were Ravara Pipe Band. If anything, I was particularly impressed with their drum corps. Matthew Shaw's done a fantastic job there at the back line at Ravara, and the band are singing at the minute. So, they're definitely challenging in that grade 1 spot for sure. They're not just phoning it in. They're definitely, they're throwing digs in there, as we would say here in Northern Ireland. So shout out to Ravara. Also stepping into the grade 1 circle in Antrim this past weekend were Manor Cunningham. They were stretching their legs in there, and they definitely sounded great, to be fair. So if you haven't seen those performances, they are up there now on the Big Rab Show YouTube channel. I know that's a shameless plug, but definitely go and check it out. All 3 runs, definitely worthy of your time. And it gives you a bit of a flavour as to what's about to happen this incoming weekend at the All-Ireland Championships. There you go. So, dead exciting to see Field Marshal. A lot of new faces in there as well. And that's kind of been a little bit of a game now in the piping world. Last night on Fuse, we were getting a lot of messages in asking, do we know who this player was and that player was? There was a lot of fresh faces that people just weren't sure who they were. But regardless, they were amazing. So, shout out to the Field Marshal, Ravara and Manor, who thoroughly entertained us there in grade 1 this past weekend in Antrim. Such a great competition. So well done to the Northern Ireland branch and to all the bands and drum majors that competed there. Just fantastic. And, I'm going to be selfish again and give a particular shout out to the Tullylagan Pipe Band. Yoo-hoo! Yeah, it was brilliant to pick up my first prize as a piper. Yeah, a 3rd place in Antrim, which I'm well chuffed with. And I'm sure the band are definitely chuffed with as well. Brilliant to see. All right, let's move on. So that's Antrim out of the road. The next competition, of course, is the All-Ireland Championships, which we will be talking about later on in the show. But just to get the rest of the dates for your calendar, because that's been quite a common question. For the Northern Ireland season here in particular, the 19th of July is the Ards and North Down Championships, and that's taking place in Newton Ards. Yeah. Next one is the Ulsters, the Ulster Pipe Band Championships, which is happening in Portrush. Yeah. Then we have the Heart of Down Championships in the 9th of August, and that's in Newcastle, County Down. There you are. For all of that information, go and check out the rspbani.org for all of that information. All right. Competition results and stuff out of the road from Antrim. Let's move on. Okay. I just wanted to kind of throw this in there. I know technically Canada Day has finished now, and that was yesterday. But I just wanted to throw it into this week's show and wish every one of our Canadian listeners a very happy Canada Day. Hope you had the best time. If anything, we received quite a lot of Rab Show selfies and performance clips and stuff from everyone taking part in various Canada Day parades. So that was brilliant to see. So, we've shared them out across our socials whenever we received them. And, happy Canada Day to all of our Canadian friends. Okay, and also, see, at the point of me recording this podcast right now on the 2nd of July, depending on when you're listening to this, it might already be too late. But just wanted to remind you that the 2nd of July is the deadline day to have all of your entry forms in for the World Championships. All right, so the point of you listening to my voice, it might already be too late. But, I don't know. We've sent out countless warnings about this. Adhere to your deadline dates. And, they have put it out so many times now. It's getting to the point of nauseum. But they have been telling people that late entries will not be accepted under no circumstances. So, you've been forewarned. At the point of me, recording this, if you're listening to me right now, it might be worth checking with your band secretary just to make sure that paperwork is in. Yeah, so you can guarantee you're stepping through the gates there at the Big Inn in Glasgow in August. There you are. Deadline day is today, people. Okay, I have to give a very brief mention for Belfast Tradfest, who have just opened their gates. And, I cannot read the entire hashtag list because, folks, there's way too much here. Belfast Tradfest is just insane with the amount of great music that's going to be all across the city. Plus, there's a lot of great music to enjoy for bagpipers as well. And, with masterclasses, performances, competitions, all sorts. Yeah, there's a lot to enjoy there. So if you are anyways curious, go and check out Belfast Tradfest on their website. And all those details about upcoming masterclasses and stuff. Very interesting stuff. So yeah, shout out to Belfast Tradfest. If you are anyways curious, then go and check it out on their website. All the ticket details, dates, times, all of that's up there now. Go and check it out. Okay, well, now seeing this is, we're at the start of July, we have to give a mention to Ross Miller. For those of you who listened to last week's podcast, you might have heard us talking about his challenge that he set himself. Yeah, a tune every day in June uploaded to his social media, and he did it. Yeah, 31 tunes in total, all uploaded to Ross Miller Music on his socials. So, yeah, congratulations, Ross. You did it, mate. And that's no small task. Imagine that, 31 different tunes every day. Yikes. So, yeah, well done to Ross Miller. And, he also said that he was doing this challenge to try and drive, social media interaction and potentially get more followers and stuff. And, he certainly achieved that. He managed to glean another 1,200 new followers across all his different platforms. So, hey, shout out to everyone that give our Ross a follow. Brilliant. Thank you, everyone. And, yes, if he can turn those followers into potential ticket sales for his upcoming gigs, he would be a very happy man. So, yes, I'm going to do a shameless plug here. He's got tons of dates all across the UK over the next few months. So if you do want to go and check out Ross Miller live, then there's a great opportunity near you, I have no doubt. So go and check it out, Ross Miller Music, his website and stuff. There's tickets all available there. So rossmillermusic.com. Yeah. But hey, congratulations. 31 tunes in total. Yikes. That's not a small task by any means, but well done, Ross. That's brilliant. Okay, I have to give a mention this week to a good friend of the show, actually, that we haven't heard from in a while, John Dew. Now, you might have seen the announcement from John on bagpipe.news that was, just a couple of days ago, where John has, he's let us all know he's going to be releasing a new album. Yeah, go on, John. This is his third studio release, and this will all be predominantly self-composed. I'm looking forward to this. In fact, I've already pre-ordered it. So, yeah, you can go and do that now. You can go onto Bandcamp and just have a look for John Dew and pre-order his brand new album. Now, this is going to be incredibly difficult for me to pronounce. I have asked John what the proper pronunciation is, and he has done his best to walk me through this. But unfortunately, my Scots Gaelic is not up to scratch, and I'm going to do my best. But I can guarantee I will get an email about this saying, stuff that Rab got wrong. Right, but I'm going to give it a shot, and then you just got out there can tell me how I'm wrong. Nakash Madan. All right? Now, come at me. I've done my best. Nakash Madan, I think, is the way you pronounce that. I am sorry to all my Scots Gaelic speakers out there. I am terrible. But yes, not done intentionally. But yeah, this will be completely self-composed and we'll be exploring the March idiom. Now, that's interesting. With every track exploring a different time signature, a different style, different idiom, and also promised a different energy. Yes, from solo piping to 5-part polyphony with all sorts of harmonies, including string quartets and all sorts of stuff. I'm really looking forward to this. So, yeah, we will hear more about this as it approaches because John will be launching this album at Piping Live this year. Yeah, so we'll be talking more about that. I do think that this album launch will be an event that you will not want to miss. Yeah. It'll be at the Piping Live Festival on the 12th of August. And if you do want to hear a little kind of preview of the upcoming album, you can go to bagpipe.news, go and check out their article that they've published all about it, where they explain who John is, his music. Of course, you've all know that about now. But yeah, what to expect on this album, including a special pre-release track called The Ruins of Glencastle. Yeah, so go along, check that out, and yeah, I for one will definitely be playing this on Fuse this week, that special pre-release track. Oh, you can put money on it. I'm very excited for this new release from John Dew. So go and check it out. You can pre-order now on Bandcamp and other outlets. Yeah, very exciting stuff to see new music from John Dew. Brilliant. Okay, now, seeing how we were talking about the reminder for the World's entry and everything closing tonight at the point of me recording this, another thing that may well just completely run out tonight at the point of me recording this is tickets for the upcoming Shots and Dickhead Caledonia show. Yeah, called Solace. Now, I don't know if everyone's got tickets yet or not, but if you haven't, then, yeah, my advice is to run. Don't walk. Go and grab them now. I think pretty much the whole place is sold out. There's like little sporadic little numbers here and there. Maybe one seat here, one seat there. There's a couple of blocks available in one of the terraces, and that's it. Good luck if you are wanting to get a ticket for the upcoming Shots concert. I think these things are going to be like hen's teeth. So you've been warned. Solace is going to be a blistering show. I've absolutely no doubt. And for those of you who have secured tickets already, good for you. You took my advice, and I will see you there. But for those of you who are on the fence, well, I'm telling you to get off the fence and go and get your tickets. This is going to be the show as part of Worlds Week, you know? Yeah, 16-time world champions, Shots and Dickhead Caledonia, hitting the stage at the Glasgow Royal Concert Hall. What's not to love? Seriously. So if you're going to be in Glasgow and you're at a loose end on Wednesday night, come on. What's not to love? Go and grab tickets. And I have no doubt at the point of me publishing this week's podcast, yeah, the tickets will be gone. Okay. So you've been warned. Go now. Run. Don't walk. Grab your tickets for Shots. And yeah, you can thank me later. Okay, there's two massive news stories that we really need to hit in this week's news and updates. First one is our Piping Live announcement of our lineup. Okay, that's one of them. And we'll keep that until a little bit. Next one is the draw for the European Championships has been published. Yay! Yeah, I'm very excited for this. And this is going to be a complete blind react, okay? I have not looked at this. I have avoided spoilers all day long. There's been so many people trying to message me going, Rab, the draw is up. Have you seen it yet? Oh, my God. So many people are telling me that this is brilliant, okay? Now, I really hope that's the case, but I haven't clicked the button yet. So I think I should click the button now. So, honestly, yeah, I've done these before on the show, a complete live react where I don't edit anything, and whenever I mess up and I make mistakes, people can laugh at me. But, right, let's get into it. Let's actually click the button. European Championships, 9th of August in Perth. Draw available here. Click here to open. Okay. And it's loading, and here we go. Whoa. Okay, starting with Novice Juvenile B, we have 21 bands? 21 bands? Wow. Okay, straight out the gate, 21 bands in Novice B. That's a big one. Let's run through it. We have Edinburgh Academy, North Lanarkshire Schools, the Scots College. Oh, Scots College are over from Sydney in Australia. Oh, that's exciting. Brilliant. We have Lochgilly High School Junior. We have the High School of Glasgow, Dollar Academy, Stirling and District Schools Junior, Hutchison's Grammar School. There you are. We have Uplanders Pipe Bands. I think Hutchison's, is that Dan Evans' band? It is. There you go. Pipe Major, Dan Evans. Hey, stuff that Rab got right. Uplanders Pipe Band. We have West Lothian Schools. Scots College number 2. Oh, they have 2 bands in there. Fair play. There you go. Scots College number 2. We have Renfrewshire Schools Development Band. Yes. Tynecastle Youth Community Pipe Band. Falkirk Schools 25. There you go. High School of Dundee. Bucksburn and District Novice. Falkirk Schools. Scots College New Zealand. Whoa. Okay. That's fun. Wow. That's exciting. Moving on, we have Burnt Island and District. Yes. Open High School and St. John's College Harare from Zimbabwe. Wow. Okay. 21 bands in Novice B. Wow. Okay. Let's move on. Novice A then. This bodes well, doesn't it? 12 bands in here as well. Okay, 12 bands in Novice A. We have North Lanarkshire Schools, Scots College, of course, they're Novice A band. Brisbane Boys College. Yay, they're across as well. Brilliant. Then we have St. John's College, Zimbabwe. They're in there, Novice A too. Brilliant. All right, Rab, calm down. Moving on, we have High School of Dundee, People's Ford, Bogholm, Bathgate. Yes, we have West Lothian Schools, Open High School, Preston Lodge. Go on the PL. We have George Watson's College, Lochgilly High School, and Dollar Academy, and that's your Novice A. Wow, there you go, 12 bands in there. Nice. All right, let's scroll down the page here. Okay. Starting grade 4B, Heat 1. Oh, they've had to break it into heats. There's just so many bands that had to break it into heats. Wow. Yeah, all right. Let's get into it. Stop with the yay now. Heat 1. We have the Fredericton Society of St. Andrew from Canada. Wow. Straight out the gate with an international band from Canada. Brilliant. Moving on, we have the City of Inverness. Yes. Paisley and District, RBL. The Royal Air Force of Oman. Oh, yes, that'd be great to see them. Good stuff. Then we have Kilbarcan. We have Penwick and District. Dunoon, Argyll. We have Ballarat Grammar from Australia. Yes. Oh, man, this is so cool. Moving on, we have Dumbarton and District, Barhead and District, Dumfries, City of Plymouth, St. Anthony's High School from the US. Ooh, I don't know them. St. Anthony's High School? Maybe I do. Have I heard them before? I'll need to go back and check, actually. Have I heard? Yeah, I'll have to do my research on that. I think I might have heard that band. Yeah. Then we have the City of Discovery. And that's your Heat 1 and 4B. Wow, that's exciting right there. Moving on to Heat 2 then, 4B. We have the Badnock and Strathspey. Great. We have the Northern Constabulary Community Band. Great stuff. City of St. Andrews. The Scots Watch from Switzerland. Ooh, I don't know much about them. I'm going to do my research on them too. Brilliant. I'm making notes as I go here, people, so forgive me. Next band we have is Durham Regional Police Pipes and Drums from Canada. Yes, I do remember hearing them before. Yes, good stuff. Tallcut Mountain Highlanders. There you go. City of Brechin. Uddingston Strathclyde. People's Ex-Servicemen. We have the Catamount Pipe Band from the US. Oh, brilliant. Catamount's going to come over. Fantastic. Do you know, I actually think I have a Catamount Pipe Band cap somewhere. I think I remember getting one ages ago. So yeah, they sent me it as a gift. So there, Catamount Pipe Band. Brilliant. Looking forward to seeing you in there, folks. We have Arbroath in there. We have Granite City and Irvine in District. There you are. And that's 27 bands in 4B. Are you kidding me? 27 bands, man. Wow, that's a big grade. So any wonder they had to split it. So yeah, if you make it through to that final 12 in 4B, honestly, folks, that's as good as a win right there. I know we keep saying that, but genuinely, that is the case. If you do make it through to the final in 4B, well done. You deserve a pint. That's brilliant. Do you know, right, I'm going to say it now, even before we get any further out of grade 4B. This is sounding more like a major, isn't it? Yeah, we're starting to see a lot more names in the mix here, and the grades are getting bigger. This is really encouraging. Yeah. So the Europeans is looking very healthy, isn't it? All right. Let's move on. Look at 4A then. I'll scroll on down the page. 16 bands in here. Okay. Yeah, not huge on grade 4B standards, but still big. Still a big grade there, yeah. All right. Looking at the first band on, we have William Wood. Yes, followed by Govan Community, Denny and Dunipace Association, Coulter and District. Yeah, and then we have the National Youth Pipe Band from Germany. Wow. Okay. Now, I've been looking forward to seeing this band. Ever since we were talking about the piping scene in Germany a while ago here on the show, I've been doing a bit of research on the scene in Germany, and there is a serious amount of great piping there, along with that youth program. Yeah, that's exciting to see their National Youth Band in there. Brilliant. Yeah, we're keen to see them. Good stuff. Moving on, we have Stockbridge. Yeah, RAF Central Scotland Pipes and Drums. We have the Vale of Atholl, the East Ayrshire Caledonia Pipe Band. Yes, we have Perth in District. And then we have Northwest Junior, USA. Oh, they've got, I'm not sure. Northwest Junior. Yeah, okay. I'm making notes here as I go. We have Kirkcaldy in District. Yes, we have the Marumba Pipes and Drums Society from Australia. Ah, that's fantastic. I do remember reading their name out actually earlier in the year. So, Marumba, looking forward to seeing you. Then we have the Sons of Holy Land. Go on, Sons of Holy Land. They're back again. Man, I love that band. I have a real soft spot for them, so it's brilliant to see them in there. Yeah, shout out to the Sons of Holy Land. Looking forward to seeing you. Then we have the Strathendrick Pipe Band, followed by Troon Blackrock, and that's your 16 bands in grade 4A. And that's a straight final, so there's no qualifying there. So, good luck. That's all I'm going to say. That's going to be a tight grade there. All right, moving on to juvenile then, we have Dollar Academy, George Watson's, Preston Lodge, and Renfrewshire Schools. That's our usual 4. We expect to see you in there in the juvenile grade. There you go. Moving on to grade 3B, 15 bands in there, so not a massive grade. Again, similar to 4A, but still competitive though. Yeah. All right, let's go and have a look. We have Camelon and District. Yes. Tweedville, Fraserburgh RBL, Lower Clyde Pipes and Drums. Oh, Carnegie Mellon University. Whoa. Yeah, that's Andrew Carlisle's band. Wow. Okay. Now, right. Should I start booking flights and getting over to Perth now? Oh, yeah. I should start making travel plans. But there's so many bands I want to see. Oh, brilliant. There we go. Moving on, we have the Royal Army of Oman. Excellent in 3B. Good stuff. We have Stockbridge, Wollaston and District, Elgin and District, Scottish Borders. We have Rothsay and District, Mid-Argyll, Kilbarkin. Oh, Prince Charles from the US coming across. Nice. And then we have the city of Manchester as well. Oh, seriously. Right, okay. Even for grade 3B alone, I would travel to see those. Oh, we've got a problem. We've got a problem. Where's my effects machine? Yeah. We got a problem. Big Rab has not booked any travel for Perth, so I think I might need to change that. All right. Is it going to get worse? I think it will. Let's look at grade 3A then, shall we? 19 bands in here in 3A. Nice. That's a big grade there. All right, let's see. What any other names jump out at me? We have Johnstone. Yes. Dunbar RBL. City of London. We have Texo, Deeside, Caledonia. Livingston, Caledonia. Yes, that's Ali Hutton's band. Great stuff. We have City of Newcastle. They've been playing a big tune. Yeah. We have Arbroath in there. We have the City of Stirling pipe band. Yes. We have Methil District, Mackenzie Caledonian, Uddingston Strathclyde. Go on, the Uddy. There you go. We have the City of Discovery pipe band. We have Pitlochry and Blair Athol pipe band as well. Canterbury Caledonian Society. Wow. Okay. Yeah, there's their 3A band in the mix there. Oh, that's going to be fun. Oh, that's so good. All right, moving on. We have Macanta, Buck and Peterson, Burnt Island and District, Mulgai, and the City of Inverness. Wow, that's going to be an insane grade, man. Right, okay, we do genuinely have a problem now. It's going to get worse, I know, when I get to grade 2. But I'm not going to scroll down the page yet, but 19 bands in 3A for the Euros. That's brilliant. Good luck to everyone there in 3A. That's not going to be easy. All right, grade 2. Whoa, 15 bands. Wow. Okay. Oh, no, I'm not scrolling down to grade 1 yet. No. All right, grade 2. 15 bands in here, folks. All right, who've we got? We've got Denny and Dunnypace. Yes, Grampian Police. North Stratton. North Stratton, bye. Yay. Okay, North Stratton. Looking forward to seeing you, folks. Good stuff. We have the City of Edinburgh. Yep. Colburn, Iowar. Bucksburn District. Manor Cunningham are making the trip across early. There you go. Go on the Manor. And then we have the LA Scots from the US as well. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, we have a big problem now. Rab definitely needs to book some travel. We have the Vale of Athol pipe bands. Yes, we have Buck and Peterson. Okay, yep. We have the Ulster Scottish. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this grade just got serious. Yeah, and we have Glasgow Sky. We have Oban, the Royal Borough of Annan, and, of course, Uddingston. Yikes. That's 15 big guns in there, folks. Seriously. Oh, my word. All right. So, looking at the international element here, we have North Stratton, LA Scots, Ulster Scots, the Ulster Scottish, sorry. Right, okay. This is getting way too good. Yeah. Let's have a look at grade 1. Am I ready to get my socks blown off altogether? Looking at grade 1, 11 bands in total here. Okay. All right. Let's look at the MSR draw. We'll just run through the names of bands here. We have St. Lawrence O'Toole. Yep. Closs Celt, People's Ford, Balgone and Bathgate, Police Scotland Fife, Scottish Power, Field Marshal, Inverary, Manawatu. Yes. Okay. I'm excited to see the Mighty 2 in there. Good stuff. We have Johnstone, Shotts and Dykehead, Caledonia, and St. Thomas alumni from the US. Ah, come on. What a draw. Well done. What a draw. Okay, enough of the FX machine, Rab. Seriously, though, this... Yeah, I think we genuinely have a problem here. This is such a good draw. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that was a live reaction, folks. Sorry if I was shouting and yelling and enough of the FX machine and stuff. But yeah, I'm genuinely excited about that. Wow. Especially grade 4B, 27 bands in there. Yikes. But yeah, grade 2, just ridiculous. Good luck, everyone. And 3A as well. That a big grade there. Right. Yes. For all of your information to do that competition, of course, go and check it out, rspba.org. The full draw is available there, and including your draw for your drum majors as well. There's quite a few international names mentioned in the drum majoring there as well. Yeah. So I didn't get into all of it, but yeah, you can go and read the full hashtag list yourself. It is all up there now. But yeah, what a brilliant turnout. Now, this is more like a major championship, isn't it? You know, and yes, I know we have the UK Championships around the corner on the 12th of July, and the draw for that has been talked about. Yeah, it's not great. But the Euros are looking good, aren't they? One thing I do note, however, is that there is a distinct lack of bands from Northern Ireland actually travelling across for that. Yeah, there are a few in there in the mix, of course, in Grade 1. Yeah, but... there's a distinct absence in the other grade. So that does still tell a story, doesn't it? About the cost of travel and it being a preventative factor for entering major championships. Yeah, so it's a consideration, especially when you have the likes of the World Championships the following week, which, well, why would you travel home just to travel back out again a few days later? Yeah. Anyway, so... yeah, but either way, I think this draw is good news. Yes, it can be looked at negatively, I guess, from a Northern Irish perspective, but all in all, this is a major championship which has seen a huge bump in numbers of bands competing, especially from a global perspective. And there's a lot of big names in there, folks, that I'm really bursting to see. So, yeah, well, I have to go and book flights and hotels and stuff now to head to Perth. It certainly gives me food for thought. Yeah, well, there you go. Go and check it out for yourself, and you can draw your own conclusions. The draw for the European Championships is up there now, and I've no doubt we'll be talking more about this competition as it approaches in the near future. All right, let's get into the announcement. You've waited long enough at this point. Yeah, let's talk about Big Rab Show Live at Piping Live. Yeah, for those of you, of course, who were listening last night on Fuse FM, we were telling you that we were going to be announcing the lineup for our Wednesday show at Piping Live. Okay, now for those of you in the know, we have 2 live events at this year's Piping Live, not just one, and the first one is going to be on the 13th of August on the Wednesday afternoon. Okay, this is at the National Piping Centre in the Bothy tent, and yeah, we're going to be recording a live podcast in front of an audience. And yeah, what makes it different this time round is that the entire event will be ticketed. So, if you purchase your ticket for that day for the events at the National Piping Centre, not only do you get to enjoy Rab Show Live that day, but there's a wealth of other great events all around the National Piping Centre, including a big main stage and everything. Tons of action to enjoy. So, yeah, not just Rab Show Live, although we would encourage you to go and buy tickets and we'll see you there. But, right, let's get into it. We haven't announced this anywhere else, and we've kept it very specifically just for the podcast. So you folks listening right now, listening to my voice, you're going to hear it here first, okay? Now, the lineup for the Big Rab Show Live at Piping Live. Well, you already know one of them. It's Ross Miller. Yeah, so Ross Miller will be joining us on the Wednesday of Piping Live. But I'm going to announce someone else is going to be joining us. Joining us at Piping Live this year at Rab Show Live will be Anna Smart. Yippee! Yeah, so we've got Ross Miller and Anna Smart. Oh my word! I don't know. Anna was, she was part of one of the very first Big Rab Show Lives at Piping Live. Whenever G1 held the whole day and everything, that was brilliant. For those of you who managed to see that performance from Anna back then, yeah, you're going to be in for an absolute treat. Trust me. Anna can really thump out a tune. And we've had her on the show here previously. We're talking all about her work in recent years, especially with the rolling drones and everything. It's been, so we're very, very much looking forward to seeing Anna on stage, thumping out some big tunes of Piping Live at Rab Show Live. There you go. Now, this next act is one that I honestly, I still can't believe that we've managed to book. And people don't believe me when I'm telling them this. All right? I've told them they're booked and they're coming to Big Rab Show Live at Piping Live on the Wednesday the 13th. And it gives me great pleasure and goosebumps as I'm saying this. Playing at Big Rab Show Live at Piping Live on the Wednesday is the Simon Fraser University Pipe Band. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. People think I'm joking when I say that, but no, it's happening. It's real. Wow. Yeah, the SFU Pipe Band will be playing at Rab Show Live at Piping Live on the Wednesday. So if you do fancy catching up with the Simon Fraser, then yeah, why not head down to Rab Show Live? Now, don't get me wrong, I know exactly how huge that is. And I don't know, folks. To tell you the full story of how it all happened and how I managed to secure such an incredible booking is a story in itself. And we probably will be telling that story at the live event itself. So I'm pinching myself. I'm a huge fan of SFU. You guys know that. I've been talking about them for years. I absolutely love this band, and I can't believe they have agreed to come and play at Big Rab Show Live. So, there you go. That's the Wednesday show at our Piping Live, 13th of August. Wow, what a lineup. And that's only the first one. Wait till you hear the second one on the Thursday. Oh, you talk about finishing with a bang, in case SFU wasn't good enough. Cheapers. All right, well, that's it. Our Wednesday lineup has been confirmed. Go now and get your tickets. pipinglive.co.uk. Grab them now with both hands, and we will see you there on the 13th at the Bothy Tent at the National Piping Centre for Big Rab Show Live at Piping Live. And you'll be treated to tunes from Ross Miller, Anna Smart, and the Simon Fraser University Pipe Band. That still melts my head that I'm saying that. Wow. Okay, no, and genuinely, it's not a joke. It is actually happening, all right? And whenever I broke the news to the Rab Show team and said, hey, guess who I managed to book for Rab Show Live? SFU. They were like, yeah, dead on, Rab. Mm-hmm. Who have you really booked? I said, no, genuinely, that's who I've booked. Yeah. Who have you really booked? No, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. All right, let's move on. But yeah, it's great to have that finally out there. All right, so what a lineup. Ross Miller, Anna Smart, Simon Fraser. Wow. Yeah. Anyway, goosebump stuff. Go and get your tickets, and we hope that you guys can join us at Piping Live on the Wednesday for what will be some real thumping good tunes. Yeah, absolutely. All right, pipinglive.co.uk. Go and grab your tickets now. Okay, folks, that's it for all the news and updates at this point, because we are about to get into everything with the All-Ireland Championships, and there's a lot to delve into. If anything, things are currently well underway at the minute with all of their fringe events, and they have been an absolute roaring success so far, and there's more to come this week. So let's get into all of the ways and wherefores and focus on everything that's going to be happening up in Londonderry, Derry this weekend. I think it's time for me to go and get a big cup of tea. It's time for the topic of the week.
Ready to take your playing to the next level? Say hello to the ES Session Chanter, the ultimate practice chanter designed for versatility and durability. Crafted from stainless steel and aluminium, the chanter comes equipped for both an A stem and a B flat stem, giving you the freedom to play along with any instrument, anytime, anywhere. Whether at a band practice or a trad session, the ES Session Chanter keeps pace with your creativity. Included with the chanter is the custom carbon carry case, the perfect addition to this compact and tactile instrument. To get yours, head to essessionchanter.co.uk. Kingdom Thistle Pipe Band supplies for all your pipe band and marching band needs. Supplying everything from uniforms and instruments to custom designed bass drum heads. They offer it all. Not forgetting their exclusive Kingdom Gilly Brogues and George Boots, crafted by bands for bands. Kingdom Thistle provides expert product advice and an industry-leading drum refurbishment service to keep your equipment in top-class condition. Also, shipping worldwide. So, stop by their store in Fife or visit them online at kingdomthistle.com for all your pipe band and marching needs.
Hi, this is Anna Smart, and you're listening to The Big Rab Show.
Ah, yes. That cup of tea was well deserved, I'll tell you that. After all of the excitement with that huge announcement, seriously though, it's great to get that off my chest. It seems to be something that I've been keeping quiet now for the longest time. We've had that lineup secured now for quite a while. And it's brilliant to finally get it out there. So there you go. Yeah, grab tickets now, shameless plug. But that's not what we're going to be talking about in this week's topic of the week. We're going to be talking all about the All-Ireland Championships this weekend in Derry / Londonderry. Yes, Stroke City, as it's affectionately called here in Northern Ireland. It's the city with two different names. All right, let's get into it. Now, before we even start looking at the draw and the competition and what we expect to see in that circle and all the fireworks, let's talk about the run-up to this competition. Now, the RSPBA Northern Ireland branch, I don't believe, have done something of a similar scale like this for a long time. Now, there has been sort of parallels drawn to, competitions like Portrush and stuff, where there has been like solo competitions ran ahead of the competition the following day. Well, this time round, the RSPBA Northern Ireland branch have ran a full week-long programme called the All-Ireland Fringe. Now, to tell you folks, this, experiment, if you want to call it that, has been an absolute roaring success so far. Now, I know this is only Wednesday of All-Ireland Week, but the events so far have just been blistering. The reports that I've received from people who have went to these just out of curiosity, they're like, oh my God, why don't we do this every year? People are, so excited to see it happening, and they really hope that it will repeat in future years. So we'll have to wait and see on that front. But full credit to the Northern Ireland branch. Let's talk about the All-Ireland Fringe. Yes, kicking things off there on Monday past, there was the opening night, which is like a huge, big concert, if you want, where speeches and stuff, and there was, different presentations and whatnot, and things all talked about. But acts on the night themselves was Breedy Ulster Scots. Yes, drum major Jamie Lee Wilson was there. We also had Kildog Pipe Band. Go on, the Dog. Yep. Go on, Kildog. Yeah, we had the Soulless Highland Dancers as well, and Darren Milligan and friends. And honestly, thumping some big tunes there, Darren. That was really enjoyable. A lot of the clips and stuff and videos from those performances are up there now. Shout out to Breedy Ulster Scots, by the way. Thumped out some real big tunes. And come on, Kildog, wow, brilliant. So all of that, go and check it out. There are various different clips all across social media. The Northern Ireland branch have put them out there as well. So very, very enjoyable. Now, on the Tuesday night, I think we took a bit of a break because most bands would be at band practice on a Tuesday. Good lot of them are. There's nothing really much happening on the Tuesday. However, all across the city, I have to say, there is tons of advertising everywhere you look. If you do happen to be in Derry City for a bit of shopping or something, for example, it seems to be no matter where you look, you see a sign or a notice or an advert for the All-Irelands. It's everywhere. Like, it's all across the city. And even if you're just driving through the city to one part to another, like, for example, I was going to Donegal there earlier in the week for another engagement, and I came across like 5 different billboards that were advertising the All-Ireland Championships and encouraging people to go and check it out. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That kind of outreach, so far in advance to let people know, hey, there's this brilliant big piping competition happening. You should come and see it. Fantastic. I love to see it. And I don't think it's done very often. Again, this is another first, perhaps, from the All-Irelands. And, the Joint Committee have been putting this together. And the advertising and outreach, brilliant. All right, talking more about the Fringe events. Right now, at the point of me recording this on the 2nd of July, is a massive event that's happening in Castledurg. In Castledurg Town Centre, the entire town is being closed off for a huge event called Piping in the Derg. Yeah, love this, which is a free open-air event and is open to all pipers, drummers, drum majors, all to form a massive massed pipes and drums who will parade all through the town, and there'll be all sorts of great piping and drumming after the fact. Now, bands who've already signed up so far are Clough-Finn, Clough-Ran District, and the Northern Ireland Drum Major Display Team will be there, along with, again, local List Laird, Highland Dancers, and a lot more street music and stuff. It's just a huge family occasion in Castledurg, so called Piping in the Derg, completely free. And again, you know, if you were to turn up there in Castledurg tonight, the point of me recording this, people will be asking tons of questions. What's going on? Why is the town closed? Why is there like loads of pipers and drummers about? Oh, you mean there's an All-Ireland Championship happening? Where's that? Oh, I might go to that wee thing then on Saturday and see what's happening. Brilliant advertising. Excellent. Moving on to the Thursday then, event number 3 is part of the Fringe, is a Highland dancing workshop by the Soulless Highland Dancers. Now, I'll be honest, I don't know an awful lot about Highland dancing. What I do know about it, I could probably write in the back of a Post-it note. This is a great opportunity for folks to actually learn. You have to get to meet the dancers and find out more about the scene. And yeah, if you are anyways curious of getting involved in Highland dancing, well, there's your opportunity. Yeah. But if dancing is not your thing, also on the Thursday, there are going to be all sorts of great master classes tomorrow night. Yes, in the Saw Memorial Hall there in Newton Stewart, and these are free, by the way, is a solo master class. Now, not your usual, improve your playing from a band perspective, but this is specific for solo musicians. Right? Now, I don't know if that's happened before here in Northern Ireland either, given particular coaching for soloists. Yeah, interesting. Now, your tutors, you'll have Alistair Donaghy from the Field Marshal, you have Rhys Doherty from St. Lawrence, you have Jacob Laird there from Ravara, you have George Turkington, of course, the drum major with the Matt Boyd Memorial, and you have Henry Turkington from Down Academy. Wow. Plus, I believe there'll be more to add to this lineup as it gets closer. So, yeah, tomorrow, this is all happening. Yeah, this solo masterclass, very interesting stuff, because as you guys know listening right now, playing in your band is one thing, but playing as a soloist is something totally different. So brilliant to see that they're taking this initiative here to help solo musicians. Brilliant stuff. Then on the Friday, they have a massive big event all throughout the city, throughout the city centre, actually, to be precise, called Awakening the City. Now, this is running all day long, and I am so about this. I love it. Yeah, so they're encouraging all pipers, drummers, Highland dancers and stuff to go and enjoy the city. Yeah, so this will be on the eve of the All-Ireland, so no doubt there will be a lot of people all milling about the city and getting ready for the championships the next day anyway. So, there'll be live performances, of course, all throughout the city, flash mob style kind of thing, Highland dancers, tons of... anyway, all of that information's all up there on the RSPBA NI website. You don't need me to read it all. But yeah, there is tons of events on Friday, specifically in Derry City, Londonderry. Go and have a read at it. There's a massive list here. I'm not going to read it all, but there's tons. All right. Looking towards the championships themselves then, on the Saturday, Ebrington Square is, I don't know, man, it's such a good venue. I done a little bit of research on this. I actually took a drive up there to get a look around the venue. Now, it's not your usual venue. People have been concerned saying, well, it used to be like an old army parade ground kind of thing. So it's all concrete and stuff, right? So people were kind of going, well, how's pipes going to sound on that? Genuinely, I think this is really going to work well. I think the venue, where it is, it's tons of parking. It's really easy to get to and away from, which is important too when you want to get home. But yet the venue itself, it's really close to the city. So for those that don't want to enjoy, 6 or 7 hours of bagpiping, you can just walk across the Peace Bridge and you're into the main bit of the city centre with tons of shops and stuff. And so, yeah, I don't know. There's loads of shopping nearby. It's very central. I think it's a great location for this. So, I don't know, that could be stuff that Rab got wrong, and I am very happy to receive the angry emails. But, yeah, I think this venue is going to be a success. There's been a lot of work behind the scenes from the Joint Association Council, and, looking forward to seeing how they put this event together. Looking forward to it. All right, let's get into the actual draw itself. Now, this is drawing bands from all across, and I'm really excited to see a good number of these in the circle. Yeah. All right. Starting with Grade 4B, we have 16 bands in here. Yes, it's not the same numbers as we had for the Euros, but still large enough, I guess. Yeah. So, kicking things off at 10 a.m. in the morning, we have the City of Limerick, followed by the Major Sinclair. Yes, we have Rafferty, Breedy Ulster Scots, and then we have Queen Elizabeth. Now, giving Queen Elizabeth a shout out here. Yeah, they've already won 2 competitions in a row. Yeah, Moira, Antrim, and now they're up here in the All-Irelands. Would they be an odds-on favourite? Ooh, I'm not going to say anything. But, they've been really thumping a big tune this last while, so shout out to Queen Elizabeth. Good luck. Then we have the Riverside Alliance, followed by Hollymount, Letterkenny and District, then my own band of Tullylagan. Yo, go on the Lagan. I have to say that. I am contractually obliged. Moving on, we have the Middletown CT Police Benefit Association. Now, I've been asking questions about this band, and I've been finding it very difficult to get information on them, so very curious to see them. Yeah. Moving on, we have Down Academy, Carrigaline, McDonald Memorial, Clonoe Independent. Now, Clonoe, I believe, have been off the road now for a considerable length of time. That could be stuff that Rab got wrong, but it's brilliant to see them back in that competition circle again, rebuilding again. I think the last I remember Clonoe is whenever I actually had family playing for Clonoe. That was in grade 2 back in the day. Yeah, when they had those white Andante snare drums. So, yeah, great to see Clonoe back in the circle again. Looking forward to seeing you. Then we have Y'all, and then we have the Joseph Ford Memorial. There you go. And that's your 16 bands in 4B. Good luck, everyone. That's going to be a real battle in there for sure. Now, I know I give Queen Elizabeth a particular shout-out as well. But, shout out to, there's quite a number of bands in there. McDonald Memorial can thump a big tune. Down Academy, absolutely. And, of course, not to count out ourselves as well. Come on, the Lagan. Yoo-hoo! Yeah, you never know. But, yeah, a lot of good bands in there in 4B. It's going to be a very competitive weekend there. Good luck, everyone. All right, moving on to 4A then. We've 10 bands in total, so not a bad grade for 4A. Yeah. We have Rafo Ulster Scots. Yes, we have New Rawson District, Cottown, Black Raven, Altnavay Memorial, Grantia, Cullen, Thiepville Memorial, Moneygore, and Marlacoo. Yes. Now, there's a lot of big names in there, folks, isn't there? That'll immediately jump out at people going, oh, I've heard that name before. So, yeah, grade 4A. I reckon that's going to be a tight grade there too. So even to finish anywhere in that top 5, I reckon, will be a big challenge for sure. Yeah. All right. Well, good luck to everyone in 4A. Moving on to grade 3B. Now, this is where it gets kind of disappointing. It's not a big grade in 3B, unfortunately. Just the 6 bands in here. We have Surla and District, Upper Crossgar, Ballybowly, Drumloch, William Kerr Memorial, and the Cleland Memorial. There you are, and that's your 6 bands. So not a huge grade. It starts at like 12 in the afternoon and finishes at like 1:45. So, you won't be standing there for too long. But, good luck to everyone on 3B there. It's still going to be a fierce competition all the same. All right, it's not the smallest grade on the day, though, so that title goes somewhere else. So 6 bands in 3B. Moving on to grade 3A then, we have 9 bands in total in here. Now, I've had this argument with people at the weekend. Grade 3A is a great one to stand and watch, honestly. Some of the music played in here is ultra competitive. And, there's a lot of bands in here that are knocking on the door of grade 2. I'll say that, and I'll say no more. All right, let's get a look at them. 9 in total. So we have Irvine Memorial. Yep. We have the Major Sinclair Memorial. Yes. And then we have Uddingston Strathclyde. Yes. Brilliant to see them making the trip across. And, I'm sure it'll be a great weekend's crack for the band, yeah. And plus, we know that they've been shaking things up in their own grade across the water in Scotland. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing where Uddingston shake down in their prizes. Yeah, so good luck, everyone, on Uddingston. We also have Cullebackey in there as well. Yes, Clocker and District, followed by Kildogue. Yeah, then we have Clockfin, McNeilstown, and the Matt Boyd Memorial. There you are. So, yeah, there's a lot of familiar names in there. Again, you know, Matt Boyd Memorial have been cleaning up this last while. This past 2 outings have resulted in 2 different wins. Yeah, but also, as I've mentioned, the Uddingston Strathclyde band have been shaking things up also. And let's not forget the likes of Clockfin and Kildogue, and McNeilstown and Cullebackey. And all right, come on. Clocker, Sinclair, Irvine, everybody in that grade's worth their salt. Come on. So, yeah, that's going to be a very competitive grade. As I said at the beginning, if you were to set up a spot and watch all of 3A, you won't be disappointed there. So that'll be very entertaining stuff. Moving on to what is disappointingly the smallest grade on the day. Yeah, the ridiculous grade. Grade 2. Yeah, but I know there's only 3 bands in here in grade 2, but this is going to be 3 performances that will melt your face. Okay? I'm saying it now. They will absolutely melt your face. All right, starting off in grade 2 at the All-Irelands is Manor Cunningham, followed by Tullylagan, and then St. Joseph's Clondalkin. Yes, now I believe this is the first time all 3 of the grade 2 bands will be in there to duke it out with each other, so it'll be interesting to see how it all shakes down. Yeah, Tullylagan took a prize there, of course, at the Mid-Ulsters, but then Manor took their prize there at Antrim. So, yeah. And then also looking forward to seeing where St. Joseph's fall in the mix as well. So it's going to be a very competitive grade. And again, living up to that title, the ridiculous grade. Yeah, so good luck everyone there in grade 2. Manor, the Lagan, and St. Joseph's. Good luck, everybody. Now, of course, possibly one of the big attractions on the day is the Grade 1 competition. And what makes the All-Ireland Championships unique is how it is structured. Now, I honestly think it works incredibly well. There's people out there that disagree with me entirely and said, no, it doesn't work at all. But I disagree. The Grade 1 competition is a competition of 2 parts. You have to play your MSR selection, which this time round is the big MSR, all right? So a minimum of 4 parted tunes. And then you have to, well, kind of regroup yourself and go back in again and play your medley selection. Yeah. Both of which I believe, well, the MSR is not drawing the line, but I do believe your medley selection is drawing the line. But that could be stuff that Rag went wrong. But yeah, we have the Field Marshal Montgomery, yes, who made their debut there in Antrim, who we were talking about earlier. Then we have Closkelt as well, yes. Now, we haven't seen them in a while. I think the last we seen them was in Cookstown, but boys, were they good. Seriously good. So, yeah, that's good. Woo. Yeah, Closkelt. Then we have St. Lawrence Tool in the circle there. Now, I don't know. Is this stuff that Rab got wrong? I've been having this argument with people, but I think, is this the first time we're going to see St. Lawrence in the circle this year? I don't know. Is that stuff that Rab got wrong? Anyway, if it is, then I'm right. But if it isn't, then please let me know. But either way, I'm very excited to see St. Lawrence in the circle. Now, we have seen them in concert a few times now. Yes, we had the Kids with Cancer night, and we had the Lark in the evening. And the band were sounding blistering, okay? But I do believe this is the first time we'll see St. Lawrence with people with clipboards. Now, you can let me know if that's wrong, but very excited to see them there. Also then, as mentioned earlier, we have Ravara in there. Yeah, so that's going to be all sorts of interesting, isn't it? Oh, boy. Yep, so we have 4 Grade 1 big guns in there, duking out for that very coveted All-Ireland title. Yeah, believe it or not, this title on this side of the Irish Sea of the All-Irelands is quite sought after. Yeah, and there's a lot of bragging rights for bands on this side of the Irish Sea about, I've got an All-Ireland Championship medal. Yeah. So good luck to absolutely every band in that circle and to all of the drum majors as well. I know I haven't given you a shout out this week, but yeah, the draw for the drum majors is available also. You can go and have a look at that. But yeah, the All-Ireland Championships, just to put the gravity across a little bit to perhaps some of our international audience that might not be aware of the All-Ireland Championships and just how important it is. There's a wealth of history with this competition. And yes, we've spoke about the storied rivalry between Field Marshal and St. Lawrence over the years. But as we can see now, it's not just the 2 Grade 1 big guns in there. There's 4. And any one of those 4 could definitely step in that top spot and pip them to the post. Now, if it does come down to a draw, it does go to the winner on MSR preference. So the MSR competition is just as equally important, if not more so, than the medley competition. That sometimes could be the decider between first place and second place. In fact, I do remember quite a number of All-Ireland Championships being decided that way. And sometimes that's quite a bitter pill to swallow in the Grade 1 competition when the judges just can't separate you. And it's given on MSR preference. So no doubt we'll be talking all about the All-Ireland Championships in next week's pod as we get into all of the detail of the results. Plus, of course, we'll be previewing the UK Championships because they're just around the corner as well. Yeah, 12th of July is just around the corner, boy. So, yeah, we'll be talking all about the UKs next week, as well as going through all the results from the All-Irelands. Now, to answer some Big Rab Show questions, yeah, we've gotten tons of those. Again, the usual kind of fare. Are you going to be live streaming at the All-Irelands, Rab? Are you going to be filming? Etc., etc. Right. What we found is that it's been particularly challenging this year to get cameras at arenas. Now, that's not because of any sort of pushback by the associations or anything like that. It's nothing like that at all. In fact, it's our problem. We are all competitors, you know? Like, I'm going to be competing with Tullylagan. We have Stuart Campbell. He's going to be competing with Uddingston, for example. I think all of us in the Rab Show team that day are going to be competing that day as well. So we're going to have to kind of work out all of our timings and do our best to get a camera at an arena to capture what we can. Now, we can't film every band, and that's one of the things I kind of want to put out after last week. That we got a lot of complaints about bands that we managed to miss, but that was a result of us actually being in the circle at the time whenever you wanted us to film the other band in the other arena. That we can't be at two places at once. So, yeah, if you are willing to help us and you do fancy pointing a camera at a pipe band for 5 minutes, then absolutely get in touch with us. We would love to hear from you, and you can be a part of the Big Rab Show team. Just email us in bigrabshow@gmail.com. But yes, this weekend we do have all sorts of plans and a bit of a schedule kind of laid out as to who can be where and when, and we'll do our best to cover as much of this competition as possible. We can't make guarantees that we will film certain bands in certain grades, because we just can't be everywhere at once and compete, but we will do our best, okay? As for the all-important March Past and the results, yes, depending on cell phone signal, we will do our best to present a live stream of that as well. So, if you do want to catch the results live as they're announced in the park, then do tune in to us on our Facebook page. Now, we did try something a little different at Antrim, you might have caught. Now, we did do a video of the Field Marshal and Rivara and Manor in Grade 1, but we also did a live stream of all three bands in Grade 1 as well, from a different angle. We had two cameras at the Arena 1 that day, and we thought, well, why not just go live with one and film with the other? So we tried it, and yeah, going by the figures, the viewing figures anyway, it went absolutely gangbusters. Yeah, it went truly international, and we have had thousands upon thousands of views of those live videos. So, yeah, would you like to see live performances from the All-Irelands? Let us know, okay? And we'll do what we can. If we can even get two cameras at the arena, we'll try, okay? But email us in, bigrabshow@gmail.com, and we will do our best. But again, I do have to stress, we're a team of volunteers. On the day of the competition, we are also competitors. And we're going to do our best to try and win a prize with our band, but also enjoy playing a tune or two with our mates. And then also trying to grab as much footage and content for the next show. So, yeah, it's a busy day. So we'll do our best. Good luck to everyone who's going to be hitting that circle this weekend at the All-Irelands. This is going to be a huge weekend of competition, and I have no doubt there will be some good tunes played. We will break it all down in next week's pod, of course, as we go through the results with a fine-tooth comb, I have no doubt. And we will be previewing the UK Championships next week. So any thoughts on that as well, email us in, or even send us in your weekly drones as well. Yeah, bigrabshow.com, weekly drone, top of the page. Right, folks, that's it for another Big Rab Show podcast. Thank you all for listening this week. And of course, each and every week, don't forget to tell your mates about our wee show as well, about what we're doing over here, talking about what we know and love to be the music of the Great Highland Bagpipe and its people. And yes, we'll have even more news and updates to bring you next week, because there has been some stuff that hit the cutting room floor, unfortunately, this week for time. But anyway, let's move on. I will see you all in next week's pod. Until then, all the best.
That's it for another Big Rab Show podcast. Thanks so much for downloading this week, and a special thank you to our sponsor, G1 Reeds. Played by bands around the world, they are the champion's choice. Check out g1reeds.com for all of your piping needs. Don't forget to check out thebigrabshow.com to be kept up to date with all of the latest news and views from around the piping world. And also, check us out on Patreon. For $5 a month, you can get your hands on tons of extra piping goodness and be a part of the Patreon faithful. So, until next week, folks, we'll see you right here on the Big Rab Show Podcast. All the best.